Welcome to my channel SK Vidyan Physics classes. I shall discuss some important questions on junction diode which are definitely helpful for the NEET aspirants. First question: in unbiased condition, no current flows through PN junction diode. It is because diffusion current is 0, drift current is 0. Drift current and diffusion current are equal and in opposite direction. None of the above. Answer is drift current and diffusion current are equal and in opposite direction. Let us analyze. Now here is a PN junction and this is the interface. Now P has high concentration of holes and N has high concentration of electrons. Because of the difference in concentration, holes from P region diffuse to N region and electrons from N region diffuse towards P region, and at the interface, at the junction, the combination takes place, resulting current, that is diffusion current, is produced. Now initially P and N were at zero potential. Now since the electrons diffuse from N region to P, N develops a positive potential, that is potential is raised, and P develops a negative potential is lower. As a result, a potential gradient or electric field exists or established from N region to P region. Now this electric field, now it will oppose further diffusion process because it will apply a force on the holes along the direction of the field, and electrons will move away from the junction, holes will move away from the junction in P region. So there is the diffusion process stops. Now by this time some diffusion current has flown. Now what happens? Even if the diffusion process stops, now this electric field so established will now support motion of the minority carriers. Holes are minority carriers in N region, electrons are minority carrier in P region. So holes will now move towards P region because of the electric field, and there will be a recombination resulting drifting current. Now there exists diffusion current and drifting current, and these current are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So there is no transfer of charge across the junction, and we say the net current is 0. So correct choice is C, that is drift current and diffusion current are equal and in opposite direction. Next question is, the barrier potential of a silicon diode at 300 Kelvin is about. Now because of the diffusion process, a barrier potential, as we see here, is established, and this value depends on nature of the semiconductor. For silicon it is 0.7 volt, and for germanium it is 0.3 volt. The students should not confuse with the barrier potential and energy gap. Energy gap is different from barrier potential. Now next question is, barrier potential of a germanium diode at room temperature, that is 300 Kelvin, is about 0.3 volt, 0.7 volt, 2 millivolt, 26 millivolt. Correct choice is 0.3 volt. Next question is, to produce significant forward current in a silicon diode, the forward voltage must exceed 0.3 volt, 0.7 volt, 2 millivolt, 26 millivolt. Clearly it is 0.7 volt because the electric field is established from N region to P region, and it is of the potential difference is of the order value 0.7 volt. Now if we apply a source of EMF and the potential difference exceeds the value of 0.7 volt, then the internal electric field established because of diffusion process is suppressed and the net field exists from a P region to N region, thereby holes from P region moves towards N region, and there is a combination of the electron and holes at the junction and the forward current flows. So for germanium diode it is 0.3 volt, and for silicon diode it is 0.7 volt. So if the potential difference exceeds the value of 0.7 volt, the forward current flows. Now next question. In a half wave rectifier, the DC power delivered to the load is maximum. Under this condition, the efficiency of rectification is about 40.6%, 81.2%, 20.3% and 100%. Answer is 20.3%. Let us analyze. Now, for a half wave rectifier, here we have a junction diode having a forward resistance, that is resistance when it is forward biased RF, and the external load resistance is RL. It is connected to the now secondary coil. This is primary coil of a transformer. This is a transformer, AC source, and if AC source is given by E equal to E0 sin omega t, then the current I equal to E0 by RL plus RF sin omega t. This is I0. Now power DC, that is DC power developed across RL, is equal to IDC square RL. Now IDC is peak value of current, that is E0 by RL plus RF, I0 by pi whole square into RL. Now power DC is, if you substitute the value of I0 here, power DC is E0 square by RL plus RF whole square, RL by pi square. Now this is the power DC. Now under what condition DC power is maximum? When the denominator term R plus RF is minimum. Now if you analyze this, we can use also differential method, but if you analyze this, RL plus RF whole square is RL minus RF whole square plus 4RL. Now if this is minimum, then RL plus RF minimum. So this is minimum means RL equal to RF. RL equal to RF. That is the load resistance is equal to resistance of the junction diode when it is forward biased. As a result, power DC is maximum when load resistance equal to forward resistance of the diode. If you substitute here values, we can find out the maximum value of DC power, that is E0 square into RF by RL plus RF whole square, that is 4RF square pi square, or E0 square 4RF pi. It is not asked. We want to find out rectification efficiency. Efficiency is always expressed in percentage, so it is power DC by power AC, because you are to convert AC power to DC power. So the rectification is the ratio between power DC developed across RL and power AC supplied to the system, that is the half wave rectifier. Now it is equal to IDC square RL by power AC is IRMS square RL plus RF. While calculating the AC power, we have to take into consideration the total resistance in the circuit. Now IDC is I0 square pi square into RL. IRMS for half wave rectifier is I0 by 2. So IRMS square is I0 square by 4 into RL plus RF. Now when you simplify, this becomes 4 by pi square. Now RL equal to RF, 2 RF, so get cancelled. Now it is 4 by pi square into 1 by 2, that is 40.6 by 2, or it is 20.3%. Now the correct choice is C, that is 20.3%. This is a very important question. Now, next question is, the width of depletion region in a PN junction has a typical value 0.5 micrometer, 0.5 micromillimeter, 0.5 centimeter, 5 centimeter. Answer is 0.5 micrometer. The width depends upon different factors, but usually this has a value 0.5 micrometer. Next question is, the reverse saturation current flowing through a germanium diode at 300 Kelvin is 1 microampere. The reverse saturation current flowing through a germanium diode at 300 Kelvin is 1 microampere. Forward current is 100 milliampere. The corresponding voltage we have to find out: 0.7 volt, 7 volt, 0.3 volt, 1.1 volt. Given kT by E, K is Boltzmann constant, T is temperature, E is charge of electron, it is equal to 0.026 volt. Now how to find out? Now we shall use the diode equation, that is I equal to I0 e to the power EV by KT minus 1. Now for a appreciably large value of V, we can neglect 1. So this becomes equal to I equal to I0 e to the power EV by KT. Now I0 is the reverse saturation current and I is the forward current at any instant. Now it is given I is 100 milliampere, 100 milliampere, and I0 is 1 microampere, and e to the power E by KT or V by KT by E, that is 0.026. Now we have to find out V. Now what happens? If we simplify, this becomes 10 to the power plus 6. So 3 10 to the power 5 equal to e to the power B 0.026. Now taking the ln, that is 5 ln 10 is nearly 2.3. This is equal to V by 0.026 or V equal to 5 2.3 0.026. On simplification, this comes to 0.3 volt. So the correct choice is answer C. This is a very important question and this formula is very important. This is diode equation. Next question is, two identical and ideal silicon diodes are connected with a 220 ohm resistor to a cell as shown in the figure. This is the junction diodes. Their ideal means reverse resistance is infinite, that is when it is reverse biased it has infinite resistance, and when it is forward biased it has zero resistance. Now these two diodes are connected through a resistor 220 ohm to a cell source of EMF, that is EMF is 5 volt. Now what happens? There will be current, and this current partly flows through D1 and partly through D2. Since they are ideal, these two currents are equal, that is I1 is equal to I2. Now when a current flows through this diode, the internal drop, that is 0.7 volt, must be taken into consideration because this potential opposes. So in total we can find out that current equal to applied voltage 5 volt minus the internal drop, that is 0.7 volt for silicon diode, by R equal to V by I equal to V by R. R is 220 ohm. When you simplify, this will be something, and around 19.54, around 19.54 you can simplify. I am telling the principle only. Now here I is equal to I1 plus I2, since they are equal, I1 equal to I2 equal to I by 2. So this becomes 9.77 milliampere. Now this is 19.54 milliampere, so divide by 2, it becomes 9.77 milliampere. So the correct answer is, choice is B, sorry, A, that is I1 equal to I2 equal to 9.77 milliampere. The point is, you should take into account for calculating current, you should take into account the internal drop. The internal drop cannot be measured by a method in laboratory, by your voltmeter or any method. Next question is, depletion region is formed in a PN junction due to ionization, diffusion, recombination, all of this. Answer is all of this. Now at the junction, because of the diffusion, charges from P region gets depleted and charges from N region gets depleted. It is because of diffusion. Ionization refers here to because of the pair production, whole electron pair production due to thermal effect. Now these are the minority carriers and they form the reverse current, that is the drift current. So this is also partly due to ionization. Also recombination takes place across the junction constituting the current. All these factors, they together form the depletion region as a region where there is no charged particles. So depletion region is formed in a PN junction due to ionization, diffusion and recombination. Question number 10. The reverse saturation current in a PN junction is due to flow of majority carriers, minority carriers, both majority and minority carriers, impurity ions. Now majority carriers, because of the flow of majority carriers, forward current is established, and because of the minority carriers, a reverse saturation current flows. So the correct answer is B, that is minority carriers constitute, the flow of minority carriers constitute reverse saturation current in a PN junction. Thank you. In the next class we shall discuss some more questions on junction diode.